Hey guys, Steve Turbridge here. This is going to be another wrestling video, and you know what? I'm just gonna stop saying that I don't usually do wrestling videos very often anymore because it seems like I've been doing wrestling videos on a fairly consistent basis. So I'm just gonna stop saying that. But yeah, this is one that I've wanted to do for a while. Well, for a few days, anyways, because when I stumbled across this video. But basically, there's this video out by a YouTuber named General Gerry. He's got about 3,000 subs, a little over 3,000 subs. His video is obviously, since it's a wrestling video, he's a wrestling channel. He does videos on wrestling. So I'm not really a fan. I've watched. I know him because I saw the debate. I guess he had, or he was a moderator, but he got involved in the debate. I don't know. It was with Sean's View Entertainment and Enter the Arena. That's who I know about him, and I've watched maybe one or two of his videos. I don't know. I'm not really a fan of the style, I guess, or whatever, so I'm not really a fan. But I came across this video, and the title caught my eye, and it was something. It was about, I can't remember the exact wording of the title, but it was something about Bruce Blitz, and basically the video was about Mad Genius, who is a part of the Bruce Blitz team or whatever. Mad Genius, his actual channel name is Virtuoso Sports. That's the actual name of Mad Genius's channel, but he goes by Mad Genius. Apparently, Mad Genius, assuming this is legit, Mad Genius was asking for donations. The goal was $300. Apparently, he ended up completing the goal. He was asking for money to buy a ticket to Hell in a Cell, this past pay-per-view. And General Gerry took a big issue with that, so I'm going to get to the video in a minute. But first of all, I just want to give my own thoughts on the Mad Genius thing before I get into the General Gerry video. I think, for someone who, really claims to really just despise WWE, and for someone who, because there was a video with Bruce Blitz, Mad Genius, Grits, and Shaddy, whatever, where it was after Bruce Blitz's channel got flagged and basically caused him to not do reviews on YouTube anymore, leading him to do the reviews on the website. There was the whole drama with Bruce Blitz and Sean's View Entertainment and everything, and I just remember in that video, or I seem to remember in that video, that Sean's View Entertainment was, when he was ragging on Sean's View Entertainment, which wasn't undeserved. I mean, Sean's View Entertainment is scum too, but I mean, like, he was bragging about how he, worked he worked, he made money, and he worked a full-time job, he's a real man, and he makes the money and everything and all that. Basically just being all macho and shit. I think it's kind of, he was ragging on Sean's View Entertainment about all that, and I think that's a little bit, about Sean's View Entertainment not having an actual job outside of YouTube, because he doesn't. But, for someone who said all that and did all that, I think it's a little bit hypocritical, because, you would think that if he really, if he works a job and he works full-time, supposedly, or he makes money or whatever, that he would just be able to shell out $300 to go to Hell in a Cell himself and not have to ask fans online, for money, So I think it's a little bit hypocritical, and the fact that he just really seems to despise WWE a lot, which I would agree with, because, I agree WWE is in a bad shape, it hasn't been good in, like, the longest time, but that's not the point here. But, yeah, I think it's a little hypocritical, and, really just the whole thought of, going online and just, e-begging for money to go to get a ticket to go to a wrestling show, if it were me, I'd want to, pay my own way. I'd want to pay for the ticket myself, not have to go online and ask people for donations to, get myself a ticket. I wouldn't do that. I think it would be kind of shameful. I feel ashamed a little bit of having to go online, pretty much ask strangers, that may be fans, but they're still strangers online for money, to get a ticket to a wrestling pay-per-view, and a WWE pay-per-view, no less. I certainly wouldn't fork out any of my own money to go to a WWE pay-per-view, let alone ask people online for money to go to one. So, yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. I wouldn't do it, but hey, you know what? I mean, people teach their own. I just think it's a little bit shameful to do that, and it's a little bit hypocritical on Mad Genius's part. But that's pretty much all I have to say on that. So, as far as that goes, I mean, like, I agree with General Gerry on that. On that part of it, I don't really agree with it either. And I think it's kind of shameful. But I was watching General Gerry's video, and he got really, like, he was really mad. Like, I mean, veins popping out, getting red in the face and everything. And it was just to the point where I was like, really? Like, really? Like, I can understand why you would take issue with it, because I do too. Kind of. But is it really necessary? Like, is it really worth it to get that angry over this? Like I don't get what you're coming off like, you're coming off like a triggered snowflake. I mean, you really are. I mean, good God, I don't agree with it either. Like I said, previously, I think it's shameful. I think it's kind of hypocritical because he ragged on Shaw's U Entertainment, about that kind of stuff. I don't necessarily like it either. But I'm not coming on here fucking yelling my fucking head off, getting red in the face and everything, because there's nothing I can do about it. Not a fan of it, but just nothing I can do about it, So, I mean, and I'm questioning if the anger was even genuine, because I'm wondering if that was just part of the General Gerry character or something on YouTube. And if that's the case, then fine, okay, that's cool and all. But if this anger, or if at least most of this anger is genuine, then, dude, what the fuck? Like, is it really, like I said, is it really that worth it to get that angry over it? Like, people, even if it's for, people are dumb enough to give money to something like that, or people, at the end of the day, people are, I may not agree with it, and you may not agree with it, but people are still allowed to spend their money however they see fit, and that's just that, If people want to give their money away to a guy who is, e-begging for money for a ticket to a wrestling pay-per-view, to a WWE wrestling pay-per-view event, then they can do that. They can give their money away. They've most likely, if they're not just, if it's not just money they got from someone else, that's their hard-earned money. And they can spend it however they please. Just because you don't agree with it doesn't mean that, just because you don't agree with it doesn't mean that, because I remember, the point where I really started to just really disagree with you is when, you got the phrase like the YWC or the IWC or whatever, just this, like, the wrestling community on YouTube or whatever, I don't know, whatever on that, man. Like, if you're a wrestling fan, you're a wrestling fan, okay? There's no YWC bubble, okay? And that's really how you're coming off in this video. You're coming off like, anyone who donates to this guy, who is possibly a part of this YWC community on YouTube, is breaking some sort of law, and you were like, I think you even said something along the lines of, I wouldn't allow people in the YWC to do this, or something. And it's really just to that point to where I'm just questioning. I'm like, who the fuck are you? Like, seriously, who are you? If people, like I said, even if it's for a stupid cause like this, okay, if people want to give their money away, even if it's something like this, then they have the right to do that. Even if they're part of the YWC circle or whatever. Like, it's ridiculous, dude. Like, as soon as you started saying that, I was like, whoa, wait a minute. Wait a minute, who are you? Seriously. So, yeah, like I said, again, at the end of the day, people are going to spend their money however they see fit. Okay, if people are dumb enough to give money away to something like that, then they're going to give money away to something like that, Then it's going to do no good to, sit in front of a camera and yell about it, and just get all fucking veins popping out and get your face getting red and everything. Like, seriously, I don't understand why you're so angry about this. like I've said, I don't agree with it either. You know, I think it's very problematic as well. But I'm not, you know, coming on here and acting like someone broke a fucking law or like someone got fucking murdered or something. Like the way you were reacting, it's almost like, you know, someone fucking like Mad Genius or the people who donated to Mad Genius. You're acting like they murdered someone or like they talked trash about your mom or something, or they insulted your family or something. I don't agree with it, but it's really, when you really think about it, it's not that big of a deal. Like, you know, and look, I'm not saying that you can't come on here and give your opinion about it, because you can. You know, I'm not saying that you can't, you know, go on YouTube and make videos about it, because you can. I just question, you know, the level of anger that you have about it. I mean, you know, and again, going back to this, you know, the only thing that I take real issue with is when you start saying that, you know, you wouldn't allow people, members of the YWC or whatever, to give money to this guy, or that you don't think they should be allowed, or anyone who has should be ashamed of themselves if they're a part of the YWC. Again, this YWC circle bullshit thing. So that's really the real thing that I take issue with, you know, and it's just, it's like, it comes off as very entitled almost. I mean, I don't really know what the word to use, but it's like, again, it's just like, who are you to tell people what they can and can't do with their money? Even if it's for a stupid cause like this, if you can even call it a cause, or for a stupid donation like this, people still can spend their money however they see fit, whether they're part of this YWC bubble or not. So, yeah, I guess that's really it. I mean, I just don't. At the level of anger, once again, you are coming off like a majorly triggered snowflake over this. So, it's okay to take issue with it. Obviously, it's okay if you give your opinion, whatever. You know, again, I take issue with it, and I even agree with you to some extent, but when you start saying that people who are supposedly a member of this community that you're talking about, when you start saying that they shouldn't be allowed to do that, or they shouldn't be allowed to, you know, give their money away for this or that, you know, that's when I really start to take issue with your video, and when I really start to just, you know, think, okay, you know, you're just kind of crossing the line there. So yeah, you know, to reiterate, I think it's shameful. You know, I think the fact that he's going on, or he went on and e-begged for money and got the money and went to Hell in a Cell, you know, despite the fact that he hates WWE so much and everything, I think it's a waste of his time. I think it's a waste of everybody else's money. But hey, like I said, people are going to give their money away if they think they're going to donate their money or give their money away how they see fit. So nothing anyone can really do about it. You know, and then you saying that you wouldn't allow people to do that just comes off as very controlling and very just, like, yeah, I'd take issue with that. But anyways, that's pretty much it for this video. Just wanted to kind of come on here and give my thoughts on that. So, yeah, so I mean, General Gerry, calm down a little bit. You know, I take issue with it too. I mean, it's not a great thing, but it's not that big of a deal. In the grand scheme of things, it's really not that big of a deal. I mean, as far as I know, it's not going to affect your ability to live your life outside of YouTube. You know, it's not going to affect your ability to work or anything. So just calm down a little bit, okay? So, anyways, yeah, that's pretty much it for this one. And yeah, so that's it. And I'll talk to you guys later. Peace and have a good night.